The USA is a home to millions of people and to hundreds of national parks. These spectacular places hold years of history and are the destination for many hikers, tourists, and more. But not everything is as it seems. These national parks have been home to mysterious disappearances and some strange discoveries over the years, with so many questions left unanswered. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at 3 fascinating cases of mysterious discoveries and disappearances. Educator helps rescue man lost in Santa Fe National Park for nearly 2 weeks. This first mysterious discovery took place less than a year ago in August 2020. Hiking is a common pastime, especially in the USA, where there is an abundance of stunning national parks and hiking trails. Something you would never think you would find on a hiking trail would be what John Utsi found when he was hiking in Santa Fe National Forest. Hiking with his 2 children, John Utsi set out on a normal hike as he had many times before. However, this time was different. They began to hear noises as they were a few miles into the hike. After a few minutes, they realized it was in fact a man calling for help nearby. In total, it took a reported 20 whole minutes of back and forth shouting until they eventually found the man. Just off a steep hillside was a visibly injured and shaken man who continued to tell Utsi and his children that he had been stuck there for 2 weeks. Describing the lost man, Utsi recalled some physical details. His lips were incredibly chapped and bleeding, his tongue had swelled up, and not only was he visibly gaunt, he was barely making sense and was clearly delirious from the time he had spent lost. Leaving all the food and water they had with the man, they began the hike back to get him help. 3 miles later, John Utsi informed the relevant authorities, and firefighters from Santa Fe were on the scene within the matter of an hour. Utsi provided the GPS location of where they found the lost man, and the firefighters went to find him. Unfortunately, this is not where the story ends. After 8 hours of continuous searching, the man could not be found, and the search that day was reluctantly called off. Unable to just sit by whilst he knew the lost man was still out there and not in good shape at all, Utsi took it upon himself and set out on the same hike to try and find him. After backtracking to where he was the previous day, Utsi located the man for the second time and immediately called the authorities. Around 4 to 5 hours later, rescue crews were on scene. One member of the rescue crew described the lost man as near the end, and it is reported that he went over a week without any food and managed to survive using his filtered water bottle in the creek nearby. The lost survivor is now recovering successfully in a hospital in Santa Fe. Timothy "Tim" Barnes' disappearance. The USA's national parks are notorious for mysterious disappearances. There are literally hundreds of missing persons cases across practically all national parks in the USA. United States national parks have had many disappearances in which the circumstances are so mysterious that there have been entire groups and websites set up to try and solve these mysteries. The Missing 411 is the name given to the group of people that have disappeared in mysterious circumstances in national parks, large rural areas, or a large reserve. What is bizarre about the Missing 411 is that these disappearances take place in busy national parks with a lot of foot traffic, so for someone to disappear in these busy areas without a trace is mysterious. So we are going to be talking about a specific disappearance that has been classified into the Missing 411, and that individual is Timothy "Tim" Barnes. Back in July 1988, Timothy Barnes left his California home at around 9 a.m. and had initially planned on hiking the Polydome Lakes of Yosemite National Park and returning home later the same day. After he did not return home that evening, his friends waited until the morning to report him missing and informed Yosemite Park rangers. Over the next 7 days, an extensive search of the area was carried out. There were over 70 people, a team of dogs, and 2 helicopters. It is very hard to believe that after that amount of time with that many resources that there was not one shred of evidence relating to Timothy Barnes. The fact that absolutely nothing was found is bizarre. The reported area in which Timothy Barnes went missing has been an area in which at least 3 other people have reportedly disappeared without a trace. This has led to people labeling the area a hotspot and have pointed out a geographical correlation between these specific disappearances. Disappearance of Paul Braxton, Fugate. Similar to the previous entry, the disappearance of Paul Braxton Fugate is also part of the missing 411. Born in 1938, Paul was a park ranger at Arizona's Chiricahua National Monument, and a dedicated one too. He was known for answering visitors' questions and making different plant lists and trail guides. On January 13, 1980, at around 2 p.m, Paul set off on a trail. He had told an aide that he was going to do a trail and that if he wasn't back by 4:30 p.m, they should notify the relevant people. At approximately 8 p.m, the National Monument Superintendent was notified and him, along with 2 others, carried out a quick search, but to no avail. The following morning, the county sheriff's office was notified and a search team of 22 people and a dog set off to search for Paul. After 2 weeks, the official search and rescue operation was called off. Paul's partner, Dodie, has continued to organise volunteer searches for Paul years after his disappearance, but not a shred of evidence relating to the case has been found. Then, in 2017, a retired detective decided to start investigating the cold case by going back around the area and re-interviewing witnesses and sources. That same year, there was a new lead, and the park itself put a special agent on the case. But, same as before, the lead turned cold. In 2018, the park raised the reward for information to up to $60,000 from the initial $20,000. The case is still open, and the relevant people are continuing to investigate the disappearance of Paul Braxton Fugate. There have been many theories and speculation in regards to what actually happened to Paul and where he could be, but as of right now, his whereabouts remain a mystery. But what do you make of these 3 mysterious cases across the USA? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.